welcome to Frederick at its best. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, and today we're here to raise awareness and discuss how to prevent lead poisoning. The 2016 National Lead Poisoning Prevention Week theme is Lead-Free Kids for a Healthy Future. This theme focuses on the many ways parents can reduce a child's exposure to lead and prevent its serious health effects. The EPA, the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, and Centers for Disease Control promote educational activities during this week. This year, they've added focus to lead in drinking water since that's been out there in the national debate. Locally, in cooperation with the Frederick County Health Department and allied agencies, Lead Poisoning Prevention Week aims to raise awareness about lead poisoning and highlight efforts to prevent childhood lead poisoning, and to bring further action to eliminate lead paint. Lead poisoning is entirely preventable, and that's an important part of the message. Yet childhood exposure to lead is estimated to contribute to about 600,000 new cases of children with intellectual disabilities each year. Though many countries have taken action to reduce the exposure to lead, particularly in children, efforts remain a key concern to healthcare providers and public health officials worldwide. Paints containing high levels of lead are widely available outside the United States. It was banned in the United States in 1978, and there are good substitutes for paint that do not have lead. But I think people need to be aware as they travel worldwide that lead paint still exists out there globally. Lead is most easily spread to children through dust particles from articles containing lead, such as paint made before 1978. And so there always is an effort out there to remediate properties that may predate 1978 and have lead paint. Exposure to lead early in life can result in a host of issues with long-term effects. Kids under the age of 6 are at the highest risk for developmental issues because their bodies are still rapidly growing. Lead can harm the brain and the nervous system, culminating in problems with hearing, speech, learning, and behavior. These developmental setbacks can cause a lower IQ, poor scholastic and academic performance, and difficulty paying attention. While this initiative centers on children, be aware that lead poisoning can have hazardous effects on adults and people of all ages. Some of the risks associated with lead exposure for adults are fertility problems, high blood pressure, digestive issues, nervous disorders, and problems with memory and concentration, as well as pain in joints and muscles. Pregnant women should also avoid exposure to lead prior to and during pregnancy to prevent endangering the developing child. Detecting lead poisoning early is as easy as a blood test, and it's highly recommended to get children tested as early as age 1 or 2, particularly if there's some reason to believe there's a possibility of exposure. Time is of the essence with lead poisoning in young children because of how detrimental it can be to their development. It's important to identify problems early and take the necessary precautions to shield children from continued exposure to lead. I do have a proclamation that I'd like to take the opportunity to read. Whereas exposure to lead is the most significant and widespread environmental hazard for children in Maryland, and whereas exposure to lead can cause long-term neurological damage that may be associated with learning and behavioral problems with intellectual deficits, and whereas children are at greatest risk from birth to age 6 while their neurological systems are being developed, and whereas according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, there is no safe blood level for lead. In 2015, 15% of Frederick County children from 1 to 72 months of age were tested for lead, and there were 8 admissions to the Frederick County Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Nurse Care Management Program, and of those case managed, there was an average 60% lead level reduction. And whereas lead poisoning is entirely preventable. Now, therefore, as the County Executive of Frederick County, Maryland, I hereby proclaim the week of November 27th through December 3rd as Lead Poisoning Prevention Week in Frederick County and commend this observance and awareness to all of our citizens. I'd now like to ask those of you who have joined us to introduce yourself and add whatever comments you'd like. And I'm going to start with you.
Thank you. My name is Lynn Phillips. I am the Frederick County Registered Nurse Case Manager for the Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Program. this is a very important thing that we do. Fortunately, Frederick County does not have the problems that some of the other counties in Maryland have, but lead is always an issue. Lead will always be with us, and lead has no boundaries.
Hi, I'm John Krapinski. I'm nurse consultant with the Maryland Department of the Environment's Child Lead Poisoning Prevention Program. I would like to thank Frederick County for your proclamation to partner with the state of Maryland to eliminate childhood lead poisoning in Frederick County. We've made a lot of strides over the years, but we still have a long way to go with it, and I'd like to thank you.
I'm Barry Glotfelty, Director of Environmental Health for the Frederick County Health Department, and I'd like to make people aware that there's one potential source of lead from old plumbing systems that may be paired with corrosive water that's in the aquifer. Although we don't have lead associated with our groundwater, there is a potential that for old plumbing systems that might have lead soldered joints or brass fixtures prior to lead being eliminated from those fixtures, that you may want to test your water for lead to make sure that you're not getting exposure through that route. And thank Frederick County for the proclamation and the awareness that lead is a problem.
I'm Danielle Opatz, here on behalf of the Frederick County WIC program, and thank you again for the proclamation. And I think, as you can see, this is a collaborative effort to reduce the risk of lead poisoning. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Brenda Campbell from the Pediatrics Center. We take care of about thousands of kids in Frederick County, and we provide lead testing in our office routinely every day.
I'm Nima Hendy. I'm a pediatrician at the Pediatrics Center, and we appreciate your proclamation in helping us eliminate lead poisoning in kids. And we do our part, and we're glad that everyone else is doing their part also. We appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Jan Sparks, and I'm a registered nurse with the Special Delivery Program at Frederick County Health Department. And with our program, we do home visiting, and during all of our assessments, we do make sure that we let our pregnant moms and young moms know about the risk of lead poisoning. And thank you again for making this a priority for our children in Frederick County.
Hello, I'm Nancy Boyd, and I'm also a registered nurse, and I'm the coordinator of Safe Kids Frederick County. And to have safe kids, that's all about prevention of unintentional injuries.
Hi, my name is Miriam Dobson. I supervise maternal child health over at the Frederick County Health Department. I do want to thank everybody here and Executive Gardner for making this a focus, and for every part that you guys play. It's really helpful in the mosaic of reducing the effects of lead poisoning. I do want to thank Lynn for her role as a case manager in working hand in hand with the rest of the people around the desk here to make sure that lead poisoning is reduced and prevented.
I want to thank all of you for the work that you do to prevent lead poisoning and to really help raise awareness of this subject. I know that you're taking time out of your busy days to be here. I really want to thank our health department, our pediatric community for their support for this. I do want to remind all of our viewers that lead poisoning is 100% preventable. Parents can come to the health department and get whatever assistance they need to get a blood test for their children. And Maryland is expanding lead testing for children born on or after January 1st, 2015, regardless of zip code or insurance type. If anyone watching today would like to have your child tested for lead, please schedule an appointment with your local health care provider. If you do not have insurance, you can call 301-600-1733 for information on resources that are available in Frederick County. Thanks to the efforts of the Health Department and all of our other agencies and our private sector practitioners, every day is Lead Poisoning Prevention Day in Frederick County. So it's very important that we do our best to eliminate lead because it really is devastating to our children and their development and their long-term futures. So thank you for joining us.